So we're going to play with character stuff. So let's say that I want x is going to be equal to 7 and y is going to be equal to 8. And I'm going to say x plus y. And I go, it's 11. Or not 11. It's 111. This is amazing. Look, it's math. But except it's completely wrong. And so you freak out, you cry, and you're like, my code's not working and I hate everything about life. And that's okay because that's what you're supposed to do when you code. But anyway, there's got to be an answer, and the answer is in the ASCII table. So you go Google ASCII table, and there's usually a really, really nice little chart. I just want to see the picture. There we go. Okay, so the idea is I said that x was equal to the character 7. And if I look for the character 7, I can see that its character 7 is stored in decimal as 55. And 8 is 56. And so indeed 55 plus 56 is 111, which is where the 111 comes from, which is kind of fun. Woot. So really the only thing that you have to remember on something like this is that if I store something as a character and then I try to treat it like a number, it's going to go give me the ASCII value. If I really, really want to see if I really want to add the number 7 and the number 8, so why would this happen? This could happen if I asked the user, like, if I asked them for their favorite number and I stored it as a character. This happens all the time. We get data that's stored as characters and we really want to treat it as numbers. And it's really not that big of a deal. We just have to say we want to take the string and convert it to a number. String and convert it to a number. And then if I do it, then I get 7, because it's going to convert the string to a number as 7, and it's going to convert the string to a number as 8, and then I get 7 plus 8 is 15, and that gives me the answer that I want. What's fun about this is that it gives you all kinds of ways to play games. So I can say that x is going to be equal to 7, and that y is going to be equal to 8, and that z is going to be equal to x, okay, just to be obnoxious. Now, to see if you really understand what's going on, what if I gave you the following problems? I'm going to give you x plus y. I'm going to give you z plus x. So I'm going to write these down, and then I'm going to pause the video, and then you're going to go work them out, and then we're going to see what happens. So I'm going to give you y plus z and string to num x plus 7, just to be obnoxious, and we'll do y plus y. Alright, so give those a shot. Pause the video, see if you can get some good answers. Don't actually type them out and get the answers. See if you can get the answers without running code, and that's how you know that you're actually clever. So let's assume you've done that. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to see if I can do these by hand. So one of the things I want to start off with is anytime I see like something like this, x is equal to the string of 7, what I want to do is I want to come over here and I'm going to look that up in my ASCII table. So 7 is actually equal to 55 in decimal. Okay, so that's actually equal to 55 in decimal. And then x, the character x, is equal to 120 in decimal. Okay, so whenever I come over here and I see x plus y, those are automatically going to be converted to decimal if they're not in decimal already. So what that really is going to give me is x plus y. The value of x is going to give me, so that's 7 plus 8. Okay, so 7 in quotes is really equal to 55 plus 8. So that should give me whatever 55 plus 8 is, 63. Okay, now for z plus x, z is x, and then plus x itself, which is 7. All right, so that looks a little weird because it's like z plus x, and then it comes out to be x plus 7. And this is where you can't overthink it. Z is x. X is 7, so it's x plus 7. X is 55, 7 is 120, and so that gives you whatever that answer is, 175. Okay, then you have y plus z. So y is 8, and then z is x. So I have 8 plus 120, which is 128. Then I have string to num x, which is 7. So string to num 7 plus 7. So string to num 7 is just 7 by itself. 7 in quotes is still 55, and so that gives me 62. And then y is 8, and then y itself. So I have 8 plus y. I'm guessing since x is 120 that y is 121, and that's 129. So let's see how we did. So I said that my answers were 63, 175, 128, 62, and 129. Kind of getting the feel for it? All right, let's do one more, and we'll just be as obnoxious as we can possibly think of. So let's do x is equal to 8, y is equal to 3, z is equal to, I don't know. All right, I'm trying to think if I want anything more complicated. That seems pretty obnoxious. All right. Why are we doing this? Because I know that, well, it helps me know that if you can do this, you can do pretty much anything. And the reason that we kind of play around with this is because in real life, when you code, you'll do these things by a mistake and be like, where is this 173 coming from? And then you'll remember this lecture and you'll be like, oh yeah, I probably did something stupid, and that's how this works. So let me come up with some values, and then you can take it from there. All right, so there are some values for you to play around with. So type these out. Don't actually enter them. You want to, don't actually run them, because you want to be able to guess what these are going to give before you actually run them, to anticipate what's going on. So pause the video, see how far you can work through these, and we'll take it from there. Okay, so I'll pretend that happened. Now, v is equal to v, which is amazing. I'm going to go ahead and look that one up because I'm probably going to need it. V is equal to 118. Okay, y in decimal is 121. I think I already knew that. 8 in decimal is 56, and then 9 is 57. Okay, so I now have v plus v. V is v plus v. All right, v in decimal is 118, and v in decimal is 118. And I have no idea what 118 plus 118 is. That's kind of where the problem starts. It's 236. All right, then I have x plus x. So x is quite literally 8, and then plus x. So x in decimal is 56, and x in decimal I don't have written is 120. So that's 176. Now I have string to num x. String to num of the x one is 8, plus string to num of the z one is 9. So that gives me 8 plus 9 is 17. That's probably the only one that really makes any sense at all. Z is 9 plus y plus w. 9 is 57, y is 121, and w is something I don't know. W is 119. So whatever those numbers are when you add them together, 297. And then I have y, which is 3, plus z, which is that kind of 9, plus string to num x, which is 8. So I have 3 plus 9, which is 57, plus string to num 8. So whatever that is, I'm going to guess it's 68. Feels weird. Yes, it's 68. All right. So I'm going to run this, and hopefully I got all the right answers. So looking good so far. Okay, so 236, 176, 17, 297, and 68. So if you're able to get through that, then you're in good shape. If you're still like kind of wonky on it, the good news is you can just totally make up numbers in questions and answers. You can just make these things up and then just test yourself. Something that you want to avoid if you are making something up for yourself, if I try to do string to num on like a W, if I try to convert a W to a number, it's going to return a blah. If I do double W, it will actually give me the double value. So I guess that's something else that we could add into this list of things to know is double is going to give me back the value. So I said that, so if I say WV, that's going to give me the 118. See, so V we said in decimal is 118. So let's add a couple more to this just for fun using that. Let's do double of V, because I can't do string to num of V because that doesn't make any sense. So double of 7 is going to not give me the value 7, it's going to give me, well, I'll say double of 8 since we have that one up. If I say double of 8, that's going to give me 66. So if I say double V plus double X, oh, come on. So make sure that you can also do something like this. So take a minute, pause the video, and make sure that you've got this. Okay. So double V is going to be double of the actual value V, plus double of X. X was 8. So that's going to be double of, the double of V is going to be the decimal value V, so that's 118, plus the double value of X, which is 56. I don't know what that is. It's 174. So that's going to give me the same. They're actually going to give me the same thing. So if I say V plus X, that's actually the same thing as saying the double of V plus the double of X. It's just kind of something just kind of neat to know is if you ever want to know, well, what is the ASCII character for, or what is the ASCII code for MATLAB? It's going to be MATLAB, like that. So you can get the ASCII string for that. So it's kind of neat to know, neat little trick. And again, the reason that we kind of want to look at this is because not so much like in the real world, no one's going to give you this problem, but in the real world, someone will accidentally make this mistake, and then you're going to have to go find it. And just having experience doing something like this will help you identify when those problems come up.